Hi YouTube, it's Kathy, happy Vlogmas. So the other day at work, I was really ahead. I was just working really smoothly and there weren't a lot of books being returned, so it got to a point where I really didn't have a lot of work to be doing and I was kind of going over the work I had already done and doing some shelf reading and that type of thing. I was on my way downstairs into a staff-only room when this woman with a stroller parked the stroller right in front of the door and then started doing something with the child. Now obviously it's silly when people park right in front of doors, and it's not a thing you should generally do, but this wasn't really a problem for me. Like I said, I wasn't really that busy, I didn't need to get in there very urgently, and instead of telling her, hey, you're in my way, I decided that I was just going to stop and wait for her, because I've been reading Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes recently, well, listening to the audiobook anyway, which I highly recommend because her voice is amazing. And I had recently just listened to this chapter on how it's really difficult to deal with children, which is something I already intrinsically knew, but this was fresh in my mind. So I basically just went, nah, I can wait. Now I'm bringing this up because she was with somebody else and this woman came up behind her and said, hey, you're blocking that lady. And I just kind of thought to myself, like, well, I didn't need to move immediately, but it's not something I need to communicate to this woman. The woman with the stroller moves and I go in the staff-only door and the woman is behind me and she decides to say the following thing: you could have just asked her to move instead of pulling that face. I was at kind of a disadvantage here. Being that I was working, I wasn't really able to just turn around and let this woman know she was being unreasonable, so I just kept going and ignored it from there. It's not like she could have followed me. And the thing that just kind of bothered me for about the next hour is that this woman decided to think the worst of me, when my face was really, actually I don't need to go right now and I'm gonna let you do your thing because you're doing something really important. She took it as, actually, I'm gonna stand here and be an absolute jerk because you're doing a thing that's inconveniencing me. How dare you? So this is a shout out to everyone who doesn't think the worst of somebody, especially when they're working and especially when they stop what they're doing to allow somebody to continue what they're doing. I personally find it incredibly rude when people comment on what my face is doing because, let's face it, I can't see what it's doing. The most I see my face is when I edit these videos. And as much as I love the TV program Lie to Me, the common person can't nail down exactly what somebody's thinking just based on their face. That's all for now. I will see you tomorrow for more Vlogmas. Bye!